The secret as to why Collingwood are such a good team, regardless of how far behind they might be in a game, is actually crystal clear to me. How to beat them, on the other hand, is not even close to being crystal clear. Let's talk about both of those things and more in this video. Hope you've had an awesome weekend. Let's go. And of course, just before we get started, a massive thank you to Capital Edge Australia for jumping on board this video. Really appreciate their support throughout the last couple of months, and their last month of sponsorship is coming up, guys. So if you are interested in breaking into the investment property market, no matter where you are in Australia, whether you're someone that is looking to actively buy a property or you are looking at even building a financial plan, Capital Edge Australia cover all those things, guys. You can find their details on the screen, or you can find it below in the description. But let's talk about the Pies, and it's kind of a boring lighting choice behind me, but Collingwood wear black and white, and black looks terrible in a dark room. So, I don't know. Stop being that good, Collingwood, and I'll get better lighting. I don't know what to tell you. But, yet another win, yet another one on the road, and we all know the statistics by now. 12 of the last 16 times Collingwood have trailed at three-quarter time. They have won the game, including their last 8, including their last 5 at Adelaide Oval, which have all been decided by under a kick. Now, we can firmly say, and hey, I will put my hand up and swear to whatever deity makes you feel better on the inside, that I was wrong about the Pies. I genuinely thought they wouldn't be able to replicate the form that they had last year in all of the close games that they had, and translate it into even more W's in 2023. I was wrong. 100% incorrect. They've made me look stupid. Now, the way that they've done that has been twofold. One, they're able to come back from almost any position. We've talked about this. But also, some of the games that they were hanging around in and not able to put other teams away, they've actually been able to get a good margin on these teams and keep it throughout the majority of the year. So instead of having the 12, 13, 14 games by under 2 goals like they had last year, that number has been lower this season. Now, the conviction in the way that they've played against the rest of the top 4 teams this year might be a cause of concern for some, considering they lost to Brisbane at the Gabba. They did lose to Melbourne on King's birthday, and they only just beat Port away, although more than impressed with that win. I'm not buying too much into that hype as of yet, because the way that I've seen Collingwood play for the majority of the season, that they are going to be fine with, although this is a team that in their last 3 finals did go 1-2 with the 2 losses being close. I don't think that the premiership race is Collingwood and then Daylight, because you probably think the biggest team or the biggest challenger to Collingwood at the moment are Collingwood. Mentally between the ears. Are they ready to go and get that flag? Until I can certifiably say yes, then I'm going to say no until I see it. I still think they're the best team in the competition. I still think they deserve to be premiership favourites. But I don't think the gap is as large. That chasm between Collingwood and the rest of the teams in the competition, I don't see as that big, which could change instantly if they win their qualifying final convincingly. And I think that they will do that. But it's not, I don't have the intellectual integrity to go, yep, it's them, it's over, rest of the season's just about everyone else at this point. I can't do that. I really can't. What I can do is say this: Collingwood, a team of which I do not support, are the most fun team to watch in the league. And we like their president, I think, but it's not like we outwardly don't like him. Now, I don't know where you stand on Eddie Maguire, so we'll just leave that there. But Jeff Brown, not really like that. Craig Kelly, not really like that. They're just guys, which for Collingwood is perfection right now. And Craig McRae, he's not your Nathan Buckley. He's not the prodigal son. He's not the guy that was, handed the job, if you will. They went through a process. They found the right guy. They got him in, and he is performing. Beautiful. This is as authentic as you can get at this point. It's beautiful. It's awesome. And the lead up to the Port Adelaide game was also great. Ken with some snide comments that I really enjoyed. I love that banter, talking about things like the father-sons, and I think, I haven't Googled it, but if I have to correct it, I'll put it down here. I think Isaac Quaynor might have been a Next Generation Academy player, but I will look that up, I promise. So the Pies have had some help in the father-son Next Generation Academy part of it, of course. But the sign of a good team, Hawthorn, Richmond, Geelong, doesn't matter which dynasty it is, and Collingwood aren't under dynasty yet, I understand that, but is how well do your bottom 6 kind of players play? And you look at guys like Bo McCreary is the perfect example. Bo McCreary is a star in a very good team. He is an ultra important cog to one of the best teams in the competition. Could he be one of the best players at another club? No, he doesn't need to be. That is the definition of an elite role player, and Collingwood have got plenty of them, and that is awesome, and why they're the best team in it. But as to why they can seemingly come back from anywhere, it's actually rather simple. And believe it or not, it's something that they do that no one else in the competition does. I want to take you back to another game that happened this round. Richmond and Hawthorn. Now, this is going to pain me as a Hawthorn fan to say this, but Hawthorn got their 37-point lead. It was 30 at three-quarter time, and then the last quarter begins. Now, Rewalt did miss 2 goals that Jack should absolutely not miss, and Ryan Mansell, the man with the first name that's spelled just plainly incorrectly, and I feel for the lad, absolutely shanked one. So straight off the bat, that should have happened. But the Hawks, and this is coming from a Hawks fan, got the rub of the green with the umpires and a 5-goal start. How did Richmond win that game? Well, Richmond attacked a little bit more and Hawthorn defended way too much. There was no need for the Hawks to try to shut the game down. There was absolutely no need for the Hawks to try to protect a lead. Again, they kick one more goal in that game, Hawthorn win. And that's what Collingwood do better than anyone over a sustained period of time. In fourth quarters of games, no matter what, they play the exact same way. The exact same way. They do not deter from their plan at all. They will attack first, attack second, and hopefully have Isaac Quain or Darcy Moore be an intercept defender. That is the majority of their game plan. They attack out of the middle with DeGoey, Dacos, Crisp, even Tom Mitchell, who helps set these things up, although his body is being managed, it seems, at the moment, being the sub for 1 week and then getting subbed out in the second week will attest to that a little bit, but the guys that roll through their midfield are guys that are on the attack with ball in hand. With Jack Crisp being a little bit more of a defensive mid, and Taylor Adams definitely so. And just quietly, Jamie Elliott giving that handball to Taylor Adams in his milestone game is just one of the reasons you've just got to love the Collingwood Footy Club now. Nearly said Hawthorn then. The Collingwood Footy Club now. It's awesome. But Collingwood do not change at all. So how do they win? They're 17 points down. How do you play the exact same way and come back as often as they do? Well, it's their opponents that play differently. Having watched that last quarter, and I did want to film like a game breakdown of that last quarter, but it just didn't work because KO for $30 a month is the slowest thing since me, pretty much. I've been getting back to the gym lately, and seriously, me on a treadmill versus KO might be at the same damn pace at the moment. It is unbelievable. However, what is really apparent is that when teams have got a lead against the Pies and the Pies are coming at them, teams blink. Now, Port didn't blink that much. With 10 minutes to go in the last quarter, it was 71 each. So they did not blink that much. But the more fumbles came, the hack kicks came a little bit more. And it's not like Port Adelaide went away from their game plan 20% or something so drastic. It was just a moment here, a moment there. Kane Farrell, that deliberate over the boundary line. You know, just the little panicky things. Collingwood just don't panic, and their point of difference, it's not their forward line. They don't have a traditional full forward at all. My check's a gun, and I love Brodie, but they don't fit the mould. They really don't. Their midfield, they're not really that defensive, but they don't let the ball come out of the front of the stoppage. They don't play one whole wing, really, because their entire wing structure is seemingly Josh Dacos. Pat Lipinski played some wing on the weekend. I thought he played a pretty good game, but comparing someone else to who should be the All-Australian winger this year is a little bit silly. And then, of course, you've got your intercept defenders, but Isaac Quaynor will still leave his man, whether Collingwood are 40 down, 40 up, or anything in between. If he sees a chance to get an intercept mark or is able to help cover for one of his teammates, he will do so without knowing what the scoreboard is. Now, he does know what the score is, but the way that he does it tells you that it's not a factor between here. Darcy Moore, exactly the same. John Noble will keep running. Jeremy Howe will keep spoiling. Nick Dacos will keep hitting targets. And why Collingwood are going to be the team that is going to be so difficult to stop is here. Footy IQ. They have the smartest group of footballers in the league, and it's not really that close. Side bottom spoil on Kane Farrell. The way Pendlebury has played for all 803 games of his career so far, with more time than anyone else. We know about the Dacos brothers, but guys like Beau McCreary streaming inside the forward 50 and changing the angle of that kick. In a kick like that, I haven't seen as polished and as good since Taylor Walker did it to, I think, Charlie Cameron in the 2015 elimination final. Every time they need a moment, they need something, the Pies, in the last quarter. Sure, execution, massive part. But between here is even better. And all they need to do is harness that in a final. Now, how to beat Collingwood is very tricky. But what you're going to hope to do is to put enough pressure on the ball carrier when the Pies have got the footy in order for that footy IQ to produce mistakes. Now, can a 25-year-old idiot from Frankston solve that problem? No, he can't. But what I can do is sit back and hopefully not let this football season be as predictable as modern horror movies and we see Collingwood win the flag in a canter. Collingwood can still win the flag, but we want the final series to be exciting. And if we can get any kind of game like Melbourne Adelaide this week, like Richmond Hawthorn, and especially like Collingwood Port, we are in for a treat. The depth at the Pies is great. They've got 28 blokes they can comfortably pick. Oleg Markov should, again, coming into round one, it would make no sense for Oleg Markov to be in their 22 for grand final day. How do you leave him out now? That's how good the Pies are at the moment. But at the end of the day, if you're going to beat the Pies, you need to lull them into mistakes. And I don't know if they've got the squad that is going to keep putting up mistakes. And that, more than anything, is why they are the biggest premiership contender for me. What about you guys? How do you feel about the Pies? It was so close for Port. I thought Sam Powell-Pepper was awesome. Rosie and Butters did their thing, of course. But so close, yet so far. Are you more or less confident about the Power beating the Pies in a potential grand final or final itself? Comment below, let me know. I hope you guys have had a fantastic weekend. New video coming on Wednesday night. Looking forward to that in a big way. Take care of yourselves, guys. Special thank you to Capital Edge for sponsoring this video. Check the description below for all the details that you will need about those fantastic people over there. And most of all, have a great one. See you soon. Goodbye.